Hey Carl,
Hello.
it's Founders Log time. So let's have a
Indeed.
look back on February 2023. The one thing I have noticed when I was writing this script is that I find spelling February a very difficult word.
Okay. Got you. Yeah.
Kept getting the last bit a bit muddled up, but finally got it sorted. So in February, we started with a new business signing up for our IT assistance and support by Kimbley IT, an accountancy firm based south of the River Thames.
That's right. Yeah.
Kind of unique in that they were using Google Workspace in before. That's not the unique part. The unique part was that they're fully Chromebooked.
They are indeed.
Yes. Chromebooks everywhere. They don't use any other system, which makes it very easy for them to use those machines, because those machines are less likely to play up, and therefore we were able to give them a slightly better, different price. Not going to say better price, different price.
Yeah.
On their support.
Yeah, in that you haven't got to support the operating system. However, as with all things, when people think they might not need it as much, I've come across a couple of things they do, because scanners and printers are more tricky with a Chromebook.
Yeah, they are definitely more tricky. It's I think if you've got a modern scanner and printer, not so hard. It's when you're using a bit of an older one that was designed really for Windows and not before Chrome OS, then you have to do a bit of fiddling to get them to work. Yeah,
that's it. We're actually going to replace the scanner there with a modern brother one that works straight out of the web browser and supports any kind of device.
Yeah, that's the future, isn't it? Everything through the web browser, which they're already doing with their Chromebooks. So makes natural sense, that does. Then later in February, we had a new business inquiry come in from South East-based Borough Council. So this Borough Council is invested money in lots of little enterprises around the place, and they want us to look at taking over the IT for one of these enterprises, which we're currently chatting with them about, and hopefully we'll have a positive response maybe later this week.
That's it. Hope so. The calls all went well. It was all good. They clearly need the support and assistance. So let's see. And we could save them money, which was one of the most interesting challenges you normally have, is you expect people to spend more money. But this instance, actually, our price was better value than what they were being charged. They were being overcharged.
Yeah, they were being charged for users and licenses they no longer had.
Yeah, and some licenses they didn't need either. They're alternative approaches. So we shall see.
I visited the Reading meetup. So as you know, before the start of the pandemic, I used to often go down to the Thames Valley. It was called Thames Valley Meetup, where IT business owners meet up, and we discuss business and and things like that, mainly technology, to be fair. It normally falls back to talking about technology. But it'd been off for the last 3 years because of the pandemic. So it'd been recently restarted again by a guy called John, who's now running it. And it's a bit of a drive down there, but it's worth the pizzas. 3 Domino's pizzas.
It's Domino. That's
Domino's pizzas. You're going to the one next week in Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
So they have a budget, which is quite a big budget, and there'll be like the full-on size pizzas, like 4 or 5 or maybe 6 of them, depending how many people turn up.
Man, I can never get enough pizza, so I'm up for that.
You may this time. There's going to be a lot there. But anyway, it was good. I've met some people that I hadn't met before because they'd never been to it in its previous incarnation. Yeah, and it's going well. I mean, I'm quite enjoying it. So there's one every month. So I'm probably not going to go to every single one every month, but I am going to go back more regularly.
Yeah, good.
And then the other thing that you did last month was we have a client that's been with us for a few months now, and they've moved their office in Cirencester. I think they moved it to a local airfield, have they? Yeah, they moved it to an airfield, Cirencester, Cotswolds Airport it's called. Okay. And they moved it there, and it's quite an interesting, nice little office that they got. Good to meet everybody. Had a quick look at things. They need a little bit extra Wi-Fi, so a visit's always worth it. They got all the parked 747s being dismantled there. It's one of those places that dismantles air. And I watched on Disney this week a show that shows you dismantling things, and it showed a 747 in America. Man, there's some expensive bits of kit that they still use from those aircraft. Should have got yourself a row of seats. They should get a row of seats for their office, like in like a reception area. Get a row of 747 seats for people to sit on.
You'd think so, but those things get bought bulk. Other airlines will buy like 150 seats out of an aircraft. I
bet they're quite costly as well.
Yeah, there's nothing that goes to waste. But it was really interesting to get there and just see 6 747s parked.
Yeah.
So that was good. It's good to go down and see those people and get out and about. And it wasn't so stressful on my car. 1 charge at Instavolt was needed on the way home.
Yeah, was that the one at Banbury?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good one. That is. The Banbury one. They've got a whole new another section coming on as well of more chargers. So I think there'll be like looks like probably about 20, 24, maybe 30 chargers in total.
I'm glad about that. It's my number one stop for going down south, that place. Yeah,
I use that on the way to Banbury and the way back up because it's just out of range on both ways. Anyway, new videos. So February being a shorter month, that's my excuse anyway. I only made one new video, but it was a cool video, and it was about a secret hidden function that I stumbled upon basically inside Google Drive for desktop.
Yeah.
So Google Drive for desktop is the program that you install on your computer that allows you access to your files through File Explorer on Windows or Finder on a Mac. But it turns out if you press Control-Shift-G on a Windows machine, and I think it's Command-Option-G on a Mac, you'll get this search box appear on your computer, and you can literally search directly inside. Sorry, it's actually Control-Alt-G on Windows machine. And you can search directly for files inside Google Drive, type in the name, hit enter, and it will just open in your browser. It's really, really cool. I don't know why it's a hidden feature inside of Google Drive for desktop, because everyone we've told about this feature, they've loved it and found it really, really handy.
Yeah, it's just one of them things. It's there, but no one knows about it.
Yeah, and Google's not announced it. I imagine the Google teams don't even know about it. Some developers stuck it in there and not told the rest of the team that, oh, by the way, this feature exists.
Yeah.
Either way, really good, and you should try it out and use it if you've got Google Drive for desktop installed. 2 new blog posts. One, how to scan documents using the Google Drive app. It's kind of quite a popular thing when we tell people about it. They want to scan something quickly. I've also noticed there's this thing where people don't realise that a scan is just a photo. So technically, you could just take a photo of your document. It's the same thing. But with the scanner app, it kind of just crops it automatically for you. That's pretty much the only difference between the two things. Taking a photo of a document and using a scanner app, it's just automatic cropping of the document. And I guess it saves it as a PDF rather than a JPEG, but that's about the only difference. But either way, that blog tells you how to use it, and there's a video in there. And I also did a blog for what we just discussed, the Google Drive hidden search functionality. So if you go to the website and you want to see exactly how to use it and what commands are there, just check out that blog post. So February assistance and support statistics. We got in contact. We were contacted 118 times in February. As I mentioned, the previous month's statistics were off because I hadn't programmed correctly. And that said, we've been contacted 151 the previous month, which always sounded high. This is much more realistic.
Yeah.
Out of those getting in touch, 79 were requesting assistance. That's where they want to know how to do something better. And 39 asked for support where something needs to get fixed. Those ones that contacted us, they 63.5%, 75 people were back to work within 5 minutes of contacting us. They'd had their answer for their assistance or their support, so it needed looking into, done within 5 minutes. 42 took took under 30 minutes, between 5 and 30 minutes, and there was one that took over 30 minutes, but less than an hour to resolve. I haven't looked into which one that was, but
it was one of my. That was one of my ones. It was one of those things when I had to start checking things in the registry. It was a Windows fault. It took some
either
time.
way, still quicker than those companies that advertise a 8-hour SLA for that.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
112 subscribers contacted us through our unique instant messaging support, and the remainders contacted us in odd ways. There was one that contacted via text message. Again, haven't looked into that, but somehow they got hold of a mobile number. Not the best way to do it, because if we're on holiday, we're not going to reply.
No.
And then finally, it showed that 13 subscribers, which is around the normal number, wouldn't have needed to get in contact with us if they'd had regular training, because they would have learned what to do in the training. They would have known how to do it.
Yep.
And that's the roundup for February, Kyle.
Yes.
So we'll be back next month for Marches. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, because it will help us out, because we're near 1,000, not too far from 1,000 subscribers. I think it's about 148 remaining.
Yeah.
Because there's good quality content on our channel, and we'd like to get paid for it. So 1,000 subscribers is all we need to hit now to get onto Google's YouTube's payment system.
Oh, excellent.
Speak to you next month.
Okay. All right. See you later. Ta-da.
Bye-bye.
Bye.